Welcome to a special deep dive. We're getting into the pretty fast-moving world of AI music generation today,
That's right.
and we're really zeroing in on Suno AI, specifically their latest release, version 4.5, which just dropped May 1st, 2025.
Brand new. Yeah. So if you're curious about how tech is changing music creation, or maybe you're a creator yourself,
Looking for new tools, perhaps?
exactly, then this is definitely for you. We're going to unpack what's new in V4.5, how it sort of builds on the older versions.
See how far it's come.
Yeah, and what are people actually saying, the early users. And what does it all mean for, like, the future of music?
We've got quite a bit to draw on, right? Expert takes, the official stuff, but also those crucial user reviews.
And tutorials, yeah. Lots of different angles. Our goal really is just to cut through the noise and give you the main insights.
Okay, let's dive in then. What are the sort of standout improvements, the big leaps in V4.5?
Well, one of the headline things is definitely the genre capabilities. It's expanded quite a bit.
So more genres. Or is it deeper than that?
It's deeper. It's not just adding more labels,
Yeah.
The AI seems to understand the genres with more accuracy, more nuance.
Nuance. Okay, so it doesn't just see punk rock. It sort of gets punk rock.
That's the idea, yeah. It's the energy, the sound, maybe even typical structures better. And what's really cool is the genre mashups.
Ah, right. Blending style.
Exactly. Think about mixing, like Midwest emo and neo-soul, or EDM and folk.
That sounds challenging.
It used to be. But now V4.5 seems much better at creating something actually coherent, musically speaking, from these very different styles.
That really opens things up, doesn't it, creatively speaking?
Totally. It could lead to some genuinely new sounds, blurring those old genre lines. Could be really inspiring for artists.
Any specific genres people are saying it handles better now?
Yeah. Users are mentioning things like punk rock, jazz house, even Gregorian chant, apparently. It shows a more sophisticated grasp of different musical characteristics.
Gregorian chant. Wow, okay. Another thing I keep hearing about is vocals. Big improvements there.
Huge step forward, seems like. The generated vocals apparently have more depth, more emotion, a wider range.
Trying to get away from that slightly artificial sound.
Precisely. Less robotic, more natural, more engaging. They're talking about everything from, like, intimate whispers to powerful hooks with vibrato.
Vibrato, okay. That's quite specific. So a wider expressive palette.
That's the goal, making the AI voices feel more resonant, more capable of conveying real feeling.
That's a big deal for making AI music feel less AI.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's not just the vocals. The overall sound is getting richer, too.
How so? Like the instruments, the mix.
Yeah, richer textures, more complexity. It seems better at capturing subtle details that add depth. And interestingly, it understands prompts about texture better.
What do you mean, like describing the sound?
Yeah, things like leaf textures or melodic whistling. It can apparently translate those abstract ideas into clearer soundscapes now.
Okay, that suggests a pretty sophisticated understanding of sound itself, capturing those finer points.
It does. And that links into another key improvement, prompt interpretation.
Ah, always crucial. Does it actually listen to what you asked for?
Better than before is the word. Improved prompt adherence. It's supposedly more accurate at capturing the specific mood, the vibe, the instruments you ask for.
Which means less time hitting regenerate over and over.
Hopefully. Closer alignment with your creative vision from the get-go. That's the aim. Streamline the process.
Makes sense. Now, Suno had those creative tools, right? Covers and personas. What's new there?
Right, those have been upgraded too. Covers for remixing songs apparently keeps more of the original melody now.
Oh, good.
And switching genres within a cover is smoother. And personas for keeping a consistent style. That's better at preserving the track's unique character.
Okay, so refinements on existing features, but wasn't there something about combining them?
Yes, that's the big one here. You can now use covers and personas together
Wait, at the same time?
at the same time. So you can remix the voice, the structure, and the style all in one go.
Whoa. Okay, that unlocks a whole new level of creative transformation, doesn't it?
It really does. A very powerful tool for reimagining music.
And what about song length? Was that limited before?
It was, yeah. Typically around 4 minutes max.
Yeah.
But V4.5 bumps that up to 8 minutes.
8 minutes, without needing to use like an extend function.
Exactly. Right within the main generation process. So you can create much more elaborate, developed pieces now.
That's a significant jump. More room to breathe, musically.
For sure. And alongside these creative tools, there are also some core technical improvements.
Like under the hood stuff.
Yeah. Overall audio quality is reportedly better. Mixes sound fuller, more balanced.
Less of that artifacting, that digital shimmer.
Apparently, yeah. Less shimmer, less degradation, just a cleaner, more polished listening experience. And it's faster.
Faster generation.
Substantially faster, according to users. Some are even saying near-instant results.
Wow, that would speed up experimenting quite a bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Faster iteration, faster refinement.
Okay, so V4.5 sounds like a really significant update. To kind of put it in perspective, how did we get here? What was the journey like from, say, V3.5 or V4?
Good question. Looking back helps. When V4 came out, people noticed better vocal clarity compared to V3.5. That was a plus. But some users actually missed the instrumental creativity they felt V3.5 had. And there were definitely complaints about audio artifacts in V4 sometimes.
So not a perfect step up in every single way for everyone.
Kind of a mixed bag in some respects, but V4 did introduce important groundwork. Things like the remaster feature.
Right, to update older tracks.
Yeah, and the Remia Lyrics Assistant and the first versions of covers and personas, so it laid the foundation.
It shows that iterative process, right, learning from feedback.
Exactly. Refining the model, trying to balance different user preferences, which is always tricky.
So bringing us back to V4.5, now that people are using it, what's the general vibe? Mostly positive.
Overwhelmingly positive from what we're seeing. Lots of excitement. People seem genuinely impressed with how responsive it is.
And the vocals. Is that AI feeling really reduced?
That seems to be a common theme, yeah. People are saying the vocals feel less artificial.
That's huge.
Definitely. Folks are pointing to success with specific styles, like opera, that were maybe harder before. And those genre mashups are getting good feedback, too.
Any standout quotes or reactions?
Some are calling the vocal quality the most impressive on Suno yet. One user called V4.5 a game changer for how well it works with different personas.
High praise indeed. But surely it's not all perfect. Any criticisms popping up?
Oh, for sure. It's never unanimous with this stuff. Some users are reporting issues, things like a muddy or kind of muted sound quality on some tracks.
Okay, so sound quality consistency might still be a thing?
It seems so for some. Also, that issue of audio degrading during remastering or songs having really long, unwanted intros, those haven't completely disappeared for everyone.
Right, and what about those vocal artifacts? Still noticeable for some.
Yes. Despite the big improvements, some listeners still pick up on things that sound AI-generated in the vocals. There was even one user who described the quality as very bad for them.
Okay, so quite a range of experiences still. From game changer to very bad.
Exactly. It really suggests that results can vary. Depends on the prompt, the genre, maybe even your own audio setup. It's not a magic button just yet.
Still variables involved. So thinking about who this is for, who stands to benefit most from these V4.5 updates?
It's broad, really. Musicians, obviously. Great for breaking creative blocks, sketching ideas fast, trying out those wild genre blends.
A real experimentation sandbox.
Totally. Then you've got content creators, video, podcasts, social media. They can generate unique background music, royalty-free.
Huge benefit, avoiding licensing headaches.
Big time. Game developers, too.
Yeah.
Creating custom soundtracks, immersive soundscapes tailored perfectly to their game's atmosphere.
Makes sense. Even businesses.
Yeah, potentially. Developing custom jingles, audio branding, creating a unique sonic identity.
And what about just regular people? Hobbyists?
Absolutely. For amateur musicians or people just curious, it lowers the barrier to entry. You can bring musical ideas to life without needing deep theory knowledge or technical skills.
Democratizing music creation in a way.
That seems to be the direction.
Yeah.
And features like the longer song lengths, the improved covers personas, they just make it more useful for all these different groups.
Okay, so how do people actually get their hands on V4.5? Is it free?
The access question. Suno uses a tiered pricing model. There's Basic, which is free, then Pro and Premier.
And V4.5 is on.
Currently, it's exclusive to the Pro and Premier subscribers.
So free users have to wait or use the older version.
For now, yes. The basic free plan gives you some daily credits, but it's for non-commercial use, and Suno keeps ownership of the music.
Right. And Pro Premier.
More credits per month, commercial usage rights, and priority generation, meaning your songs get made faster. So you really need to figure out your needs to pick the right plan.
Makes sense. It's a premium feature for paying users right now. Stepping back for a moment, how does all this progress with Suno fit into the bigger picture of AI music?
It's happening in a really dynamic space, lots of innovation, but also lots of discussion, right?
Yeah.
Especially around things like copyright.
Yeah, those legal questions aren't going away.
Not at all. But technically, the field is moving fast. We're seeing different platforms push boundaries in different ways.
But what might be next for Suno or for AI music tech generally?
Well, things people are asking for include true stereo sound, maybe AI collaboration tools where multiple people could work on a track.
Ooh, interesting.
Even more advanced genre blending, maybe AI mastering and mixing tools built right in,
To polish the final track automatically.
potentially.
Oh,
The overall trend, like we said, seems to be making powerful music creation tools more accessible to everyone.
it's a fascinating direction. Feels like we're really on the verge of something big.
It really does. And Suno V4.5 is clearly a major step on that path. It offers a significantly more powerful, more versatile toolkit.
The improvements in genres, vocals, the creative tools like combined covers personas, they seem genuinely impressive.
They really do open up exciting possibilities for expression,
And yeah, while there's still some kinks to iron out, some inconsistencies.
which is totally expected with this kind of tech, right? And it's still
Yes.
evolving.
Right. But the generally positive reaction does suggest a pretty bright future for platforms like Suno.
And their impact on how music gets made and maybe even listened to.
So for anyone listening who's intrigued, what's the takeaway? What should they do?
Definitely check out the resources we mentioned if you want to dig deeper. And if you happen to have Pro or Premier access to Suno,
Give V4.5 a try.
absolutely. Play around with it, try some prompts, experiment with those genre mashups, see what you can create. What kind of sounds are you curious about making?
It's an invitation to experiment, really.
For sure. And, this deep dive is just a snapshot in time. This whole field is moving so quickly,
We'll definitely keep watching it.
and we'll keep bringing you the key developments as they happen.
Fantastic. Well, this has been incredibly insightful, a great look at Suno V4.5 and where things might be heading. Thanks for breaking it all down.
My pleasure. It's exciting stuff to follow.